Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm f***ing with you? I am not f***ing with you.
The whole movie, Glengarry Glenn Ross, is sprinkled with such great acting performances and dialogues. Yet when I first saw the coffee is for closers scene, I was shocked. The manager in the video is tough, unforgiving and near psychopathic. You may think, what does this stuff has to do with this channel? Isn't this about fitness, nutrition and health? My goal is to make your life better. And what I realized is that a lot of millennials especially, which is a group I'm also a part of, don't understand the basics of business. The majority of your waking hours will be spent working in the future. We have to understand therefore that a great part of living a great life is having your professional life sorted. Here are life-changing lessons that you can learn from the coffee is for closers scene that no one else will tell you. The coffee is for closers video is first and foremost about reciprocity. You have to understand that your employment contract is a mutually beneficial agreement. While the company gives you money, you give them the service that they pay for. You have to understand that the company cares about you only if you care about them. The companies that we work for don't hire us because we are their friends. They hire us to make money for them.
Nice guy? I don't give a shit. Good father? F*** you, go home and play with your kids. You want to work here? Close!
The whole video begins with,
It is 7:30, and where's Mr. Roman?
in the business world, you're expected to be punctual and deliver on what you've said you would do. In this scene, the manager, aka Blake, is basically asking, are the employees delivering what they promised? At least when it comes to being on time. He even asks twice.
Let's talk about something important. Are they all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway.
A lot of the big bosses in my experience are pretty high on conscientiousness and especially low on agreeableness. They are hard workers and want you to perform, and tell you that straightforward.
Your name's Levine? Yeah. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch?
This means that there's a high chance that you will have a boss that is similar to Blake one day.
I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy.
Just maybe not that rude.
You know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
We still have to understand that when we work at a company, we're expected to perform and bring the company money.
Because only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted. You hear me, you f***ing f***its?
We might have problems at home or be unhappy with our life in general, yet the business world still needs to pay the bills. They need us to work at the highest level because we signed a contract.
These are the Glengarry leads. And to you, they're gold. And you don't get them. Why? Because to give them to you is just throwing them away. They're for closers.
The coffee and the leads are denied to the employees because they haven't filled out their part of the contract. The basic idea is that coffee or the leads are an expense for the business. So if you're not bringing in enough money to cover your own paycheck and then some, you will be terminated.
The leads are weak. The leads are weak. F***ing leads are weak. You're weak.
Yes, the leads are weak, but in business we are generally expected to find a way. Especially if you go into management positions, you basically get the goal from your senior and then are expected to find your own way through the jungle.
I wish you good luck, but you wouldn't know what to do with it if you got it.
The second lesson that the coffee is for closers scene can teach us is about power dynamics in our workplace. Knowing the power dynamics is crucial. Neglecting it can get us fired in an instant, like a friend of mine, which I'll explain later in this video. This scene is a key example of the power dynamics.
I don't gotta listen to this shit. You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is you're fired. The bad news is you've got just 1 week to regain your job, starting with tonight. Starting with tonight's sit.
The cardinal rule of every relationship is that the person that needs the other the least is the one that has the power. Blake repeatedly makes it clear that he doesn't need them and that he's in a position of power.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
He makes sure that everyone understands it, so he repeated it in the middle of the video.
You don't like it? Leave.
And in the end again.
I said the real favor, follow my advice and fire your fucking ass because a loser is a loser.
Blake is in complete control of the situation. See how the tough salesman Dave challenges him yet gets completely blown away. Blake isn't even trying to respond to the question.
I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
You! That's my name! You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
With this statement, Blake shows him that he's on top of the social hierarchy in the sales world. He's in the position of power. Most salespeople are interested in making money. That's why the rewards are money focused like the Cadillac in the business. By showing Ted that he makes more money than him, he's declaring that he's the one in power. Yet Ted, a pretty tough guy, challenges his authority again later.
What's the problem, pal? You, Moss. You're such a hero. You're so rich. How come you're coming down here and waste your time with such a bunch of bums?
You see this watch? You see this watch?
Yeah.
That watch costs more than your car.
Look how again Blake is not responding to the question. He instead shows him that he's higher on the social hierarchy and that the discussion is on his agenda. We have to learn that we're generally not in a position of power when we're working for a company. I got a friend that neglected the power hierarchy. As said before, he had once threatened his boss that if they wouldn't pay him out his benefits, he would resign from the company. The CEO immediately told him that he should pack his things and never go back. He fired my friend on the spot. This might sound harsh, but if the CEO had accepted the terms of my friend, he would have lost control of the situation, because as we said before, in every relationship, the one that needs the other the least is in a position of power. While we're generally in a disadvantaged position as employees, we can increase our power by 1. Doing a great job, 2. Constantly educating ourselves, and 3. Have alternate options, be it a side hustle or connections with other businesses. Another display of power of the manager is his constant invading of personal space. And here's where the beneficial effects of this video go down. If you ever find yourself in a position to manage people, you have to discipline them in a constructive way.
They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you gonna take it? Are you man enough to take it? This is abuse, you sucker. You can't take this. How can you take the abuse you get on a sit?
The employees just know that Blake has no interest in their well-being.
The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
This is a complete lack of empathy at Blake's side. This might have been common for that time. My grandfather owned a pretty successful business and was known to be rude with his employees, but this management style is outdated nowadays. Employees got a little bit more power and can write negative reviews on the internet, such as Glassdoor for example. It also makes no sense that Blake teaches them the basics of selling after harassing them.
A, B, C. A, always B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
Because 1. We refuse to learn from people that we don't like, and 2. Because the stress level at that moment of these people is so completely through the roof that nobody pays attention. Even after the meeting was finished and it was declared that people will be fired if they don't perform, the stress level gets so high that people refer to unethical tactics to get what they want.
You're gonna steal the Glengarry leads and sell them to Graf?
Yes.
This is the biggest downside of the coffee is for closers scene. While we have to know that our job is generally a mutual agreement between us and the company, and that the company and the managers we work for are in a position of power and expect us to perform, we don't have to get reminded of that on a regular basis. A manager that pressures us unnecessarily is heavily disliked, which makes working and learning in that environment not productive. I think we learn better from people that are 1. Doing a great job, and 2. Are no jerks. If you like this video and want to know more about fitness, nutrition, mindset and health, and how these things can help you get the most out of your life, subscribe to this channel.